Our next guest is making waves in the world of swimwear with her signature knitted bathing suits.
Here to tell us about her hot line and the hottest styles of the summer is Maggie May. Hey there, Maggie.
Maggie May. I like that name.
Thank you.
Very cool. And is this one of your pieces?
Yes, this is one of my one-of-a-kind dresses, all made out of bamboo.
And that's knitted as well?
Yes.
All right.
Handmade?
Yes, handmade.
All right.
From a loom. And then I hand make it, hand knit it. Yep.
So let's talk about your swimwear, because that's what sets it apart from other swimwear out there. A lot of it is hand knitted, and why knitwear specifically, and why bathing suits?
Well, knitwear always interests me because I was a sculptor, so it's more like sculpting when you're hand making something and putting it on a body and making it work around the body. And then swimwear I was very interested in because of the embellishments and the possibilities, use in color, and how you can be very creative with it. And so
You know
just
what?
fell into it.
When I think of knitted swimsuits, I think of like the crochet swimsuits that stretch and, you know, shrink and when they get wet.
Yeah.
So how do you prevent that from happening, them getting too loose and falling off?
Well, actually, it took me a lot of tries, but I started to, instead of crochet, I knit, so I do loom knit, and then I also use about 5 different machines that complete the look, from adding the trim, adding an elastic, so that they won't do that, and they actually look better wet than they do dry.
Oh.
They do fantastic in water, and a lot of people don't believe it, but...
We need to get some water on set. Hold on.
Well, we have some models here with your swimsuits, so let's take a look and let's keep talking, because I know you mentioned bamboo. That's one of the elements that you like to use in your knitwear. Talk to us about that as the models show up.
Okay, well, the bamboo...
Whoa!
Look at this
It's
one.
getting hot in her.
Well,
So take off all your clothes.
She already has.
This suit is my gold floral love.
Okay.
And it is made out of bamboo, and the power mesh lining, it helps it to dry faster. It has some
That's
hand
made out
beading.
of bamboo?
Yes.
Are you
yeah.
kidding?
And metallic yarns mixed together to get that more like popping look.
And it's still
Okay.
soft because of the
It's
metallic
still so
yarns.
soft. It's like butter soft. It feels so beautiful on the skin. And then the
Okay.
power mesh combination helps it to dry fast, because
Okay.
bamboo's like antifungal, antibacterial, and naturally wicking, so that means drawing out moisture. So you actually stay pretty cool on the beach in them as well.
I love the color. It really pops. What are some of the popular colors you're finding this year?
I love like turquoises and cyan type blues look great on every skin tone.
That's true.
Makes everyone look fantastic, you know. So.
Some of the same colors your next model's wearing as well,
Yep,
right?
yep.
All right.
And this is Madison, who's going to be coming out.
Love that name, Madison.
Your Madison doesn't look like that.
No, my daughter's not wearing that type of bathing suit.
And then Madison's in my Aqua Sea Love. It has vintage belt buckles, Czechoslovakian glass buttons. She's wearing a cocoon that has some elastic knitted in, so it can fit a variety of shapes and sizes.
Okay.
And then this is a Brazilian bottom,
Ooh.
and it's a single side tie. And then I have elastic knitted in the monokini middle part, so
Okay.
that when you bend over or you're moving, it stays with your body.
That's great. Versatility, definitely. And you can take that look from day to evening.
Yeah, you could put a skirt and wear this out at night if you're in Miami or wherever, you know?
Or Ibiza.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you need options. Okay, let's see this next look. Ooh,
Oh, got some-
this yellow.
Yeah,
Here
different colors
comes
coming
the
out.
sun. Da, 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 da. Yeah.
And then this is Melissa. She's in my Parker monokini, and she has the tie-dye chiffon pants that are very comfortable when you're on the beach. And you just, you know, it gets a little cooler, but this could be from day to night look also.
Okay.
And then it's just, this is also made out of bamboo, and then some chiffon ruffle trim details.
Was there any type of inspiration behind this? Because it almost looks like a belly dancer's outfit.
Yeah, I'm inspired by, I just love color and texture, and I am a fine artist, so, you know, I gather all these different materials and I kind of put them together, and I don't really draw anything out. I just go with the flow when I'm creating. Like
Really?
I sculpt it on my mannequin or my dress form, and I just keep going from there. I use a bunch of different types of inspiration from that's just around me.
Now,
Love the
typically,
bling.
how long does it take you to create one of these bathing suits or bikinis?
This one, me working alone by myself, was probably about 8 hours of work to 10 hours.
Wow.
8
Yeah, and that's
hours?
straight. That's not like taking breaks.
But that's not a lot of fabric, so what takes so
not.
long?
It's the use of all the different machines and the layering of material, so it does take some time.
You have
and
to get all that bling on there.
And you're sculpting it around a body, you know, so especially swimwear, it has to look good. Fit is everything.
Do you make custom creations as well? So
I
someone
do.
can come to you and say, I'm going to the south of France and I need 5 different looks in the next 6 months. Can you make that happen?
And
Okay.
we can work with color, and it's actually at my store on 13th and B is where I do custom. I have my one-of-a-kind samples and my custom pieces I can make for other people.
Do you mass produce any of your swimsuits?
I do. I'm doing like a private line for Basita Boutique, and they're going to be mass producing a lot of my suits and selling them in larger quantities. So.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Now tell us about
Yeah.
this one.
This is my Houndstooth. This is one of my favorite suits too, and she has a hot pink cocoon on, which kind of wraps around
your
your
suit,
body.
Shannon.
All right.
Yeah, and then if she turns around, you can see I started to do scrunch butt with the knit, which is very popular with Lycra bikinis.
What's it called?
It's called what?
Scrunch butt. So it's a style that you only normally see in Lycra swimsuits.
Scrunch butt.
Think we need a close up. No, I'm just kidding.
It just if you do have like a flatter butt, it makes your butt look more round. So I like to give options for women, you know. So there's some like figure type things I put in my swimwear to make your body look a little bit
You
better.
don't need a butt lift, just get the scrunch butt.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's a lot cheaper.
You know, speaking of the swimsuits, it's really difficult sometimes for women to find that perfect swimsuit. What advice do you have for girls who just dread going to the stores looking for swimsuits, or they just don't know what works for their body?
Best.
Yeah.
Just to try on as many as possible. It is sometimes hard to buy online because you do have the return policy, but just trying on many, looking at different colors that look good on you, and just making sure you feel comfortable in it, and making sure nothing pinches, and that's what's good about knit, that you can tie it just enough so that it's not cutting you off,
That's
like
true.
Lycra sometimes does.
Well, one time you definitely want to look good is after your wedding on your honeymoon. So tell us about your bridal blush line.
Oh, thank you so much for even saying that. I'm so excited about the bridal line. It's coming out in a couple weeks, hopefully. I'm just putting on some final touches. But I had my first bridal suit that I just did for a custom bride, and she is having a destination wedding, so I used Swarovski crystals.
Do they get married in these bathing suits like Pamela Anderson, or is it usually for after the wedding?
Yeah, you could get married in it, or it could be so the honeymoon doesn't end. You know, most brides don't want to take off their wedding dress, so I just make a suit just as great as the wedding dress.
All right. And you said it has crystals?
I use Swarovski crystals, real freshwater pearls, and then it's like very, very beautiful bamboo, whites, silvers, golds I add in.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Bling it up for the bridal party.
Yeah.
Huh? All right. So what's next from with you? And you have a calendar coming out as well?
I do.
Tell us
Mandalay
more.
Bay. I'm doing the Girls of Mandalay Bay, so that's going to come out in the next month.
And they're
then,
using your swimwear exclusively.
Yep, all 12 looks and months are just my suits, so I'm very excited about that.
So are you the most popular person with your male straight friends? Like, is your phone constantly ringing?
I didn't know, but it's,
Yeah, she's like,
I have a lot of pretty girls around me.
Have them come over and be like, yeah, that one looks good, that one looks good. It's a test group.
All right, well, you ladies come around here.
Yeah,
come
let's
a
see
little
all these
closer. Let's see.
last looks for
all
the
this
suits.
Bamboo and scrunchy booties and all of that. Bring that a little closer.
And I have to have some bling on there. I love that.
Yeah, you don't really need to wear jewelry when you're wearing a Maggie May.
Oh, that's true.
Well, Maggie May, thank you so much for being here.
you,
Ladies,
guys.
you guys look
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Good to see
Great
you.
job.
Shannon, I know you're in heaven.
Yes, I'll see you all at the beach. We have to. You said they look better wet, right?
They do.
During the break, we'll get some water in here. We'll work that
party.
out.
You are
Okay,
going to
pool
go
party
to
in here.
break.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Shannon's going to take a cold shower, and we'll be right back.